Hey guys, so I know like a lot of you, we've been indoors quite a bit, and we probably all got a lot of our a lot of our YouTube viewing going on. I found it kind of funny watching a lot of these political videos, where a lot of these people's opinions are coming from. Uh, I'll find myself talking to a coworker or something like that about um, where these kind of ideas come from, or where they stand. It's a little harder to talk without actually talking to somebody or talking to yourself. But I just kind of wanted to get a feel about what everyone else is thinking whenever they watch these. I just thought it was kind of funny whenever I hear someone talk politically, and it seems to me like they never seem to be talking for themselves. Um, Most reasons I hear is because they're not bound by it, that they're not affected, that they're strong people, and that other people definitely need the help. And the thing I can never understand is that I'm asking who though, like who are these people speaking for? And because I don't hear enough, I guess, of the actual problem or the attacks, or um, it's not that things seem to be downplayed. It just seems to be kind of um, oddly for a reason, like an agenda, like maybe uh, there's something to gain from whatever they're trying to say. Like, for example, when someone would say that maybe a certain minority or sex is limited to something that others are, they say they are and not I am. And I gotta ask, this is the part I'm trying to do this video, because I really want to know if people are recognizing that there really isn't a whole lot of videos of people saying that I am, and this is what happened to me today, or this is what an ongoing problem that I have to face all the time, and these are the specific times it's happened, and these specific people are the cause of it. It's always, um, someone else speaking for another person yet again. Like it's really hard to kind of articulate what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm not trying to push any ideas on anybody, but I'm really trying to absorb where this is all kind of coming from, and why people seem to fall into this idea that it's all fact or that it's all true. I mean, I do support some things that people would disagree with, and anyone watching this, vice versa. I'm sure there's lots of things that you believe in that I would disagree with. But the point is, you or I wouldn't personally have any feeling of ill will. Might make jokes or comments or something like that, or had a bad day and said something. But genuinely, I don't feel like most people have it in their heart to have genuine ill will towards somebody. So it's just funny when I watch again these videos, and I feel like most people that watch these videos might have a common feeling like I do, and kind of saying, um, all these people that they're talking about, all these people in the video, they're not me. I'm the viewer. I'm outside of this whole world that they're talking about, in a sense. Like, we're all living it, but nobody ever says it's me. Nobody ever wants to be the victim, in a sense. So it's not even really in an idea or a concept that I feel you or I would want to, take on. We'd like to be the one that helps people. We'd like to be the stronger people. And I'm more worried than anything, because it seems like the more people feed into this stuff, the more people believe it before they even get a chance to experience it themselves. You hear it, and you can take assumption from it, and the next time you come into contact with somebody, you kind of have this idea already. And I feel like that's kind of poisoning, in a sense. I mean, I have to admit that that I've become somewhat more distant to people because of this too. It's hard not to believe when all you see in social media that when someone's when someone says that someone's a bad person, um, that you don't take it seriously. I mean, whether it's just it's on TV or because there's enough money funded into it, so why would someone waste a bunch of time, waste a bunch of other people's time to post these things if they weren't at least somewhat accurate? But regardless if it goes into some kind of rabbit hole, if there is benefits to this to a higher level that we don't understand and couldn't comprehend because of programming or cultural reasons or whatever it is, the idea is I think that people should kind of wean off some of these videos a little bit, start thinking more of their own personal opinions, and maybe trying to help not this get out of hand. You know, when you get a bad comment or you write a bad comment, maybe on the second one that you're writing, just give it a second and try to put yourself in a better position. Kind of reach out, surprise the person. You'll actually be quite surprised how much in common you have with a lot of these people and how easy it is to connect. It's kind of almost eerie to think of how easy it used to be to connect to people and trust people and how more difficult it is now. Regardless of our, quarantine situation. This was long before that. And it seems to be getting worse and more terrifying. And a lot of people can say they have more than enough reasons to keep a distance, to not trust people. But just think about how many people are saying that. Think about how many people, I guess, would admit the opposite of what you're saying. Like, who are you talking about then when you say, these people, I would never trust them, these people are bad, and from their perspective, like, it's only got to be the same the other way around. And as long as we keep assuming, and as long as we continue distancing ourselves for our own protection, the worse it's going to get. And I'm not saying this is coming into some kind of epidemic. I think we're already kind of there, unfortunately, in a sense. But it does not mean that we can't just as easily stop it and reverse the whole situation. I think, again, if we start taking people more seriously, we understand that people may be different in certain ways, but there's no way that people don't have the same common lifestyle. There's lots of circumstances, obviously, where people aren't as fortunate as the majority with, two hands or two legs, or eating with your mouth specifically, or whatever the situation is. The majority have a big thing in common, and when you can get a majority of people, we can help those that are less fortunate in a sense. And rather than bickering or trying to decide who's right or wrong, or regardless, it just seems like such huge filler that we've been spending our time with when we could have been doing something about it, and understanding that we all have the same goals in life, and that there's definitely still an opportunity. I mean, we're growing every year. A lot of people don't really like looking back because, well, that was someone that we're not anymore. And that's kind of the point. And I think if we can all get on the same page with that and all start understanding more that we all have the same needs, and we all have the same wants, and everything is a lot more common than you think. They may be bigger, might be slightly different, but that's part of your personality, that's part of your culture, that's part of the way you were raised and brought up. But you know how to function just as well as I do. You know how to get to work just like I do. You know the laws like I do. And if you're from a different country, you understand those just as long with those people as well. And if anything, what we're dealing with now with the quarantine, you would have to admit that everyone definitely relates, regardless of your culture, your race, your sex, your everything. It's taken a toll on a lot of people's mental state, and it's taken a lot of toll on everyone's future. Like, nobody knows what's going to happen from this. So let's just try to make the best of it. Let's try to reach out to each other. Let's try to find the things that make us happy, and realize more and more that we all have this in common. You guys stay safe. Keep your distance. We'll get through this. And yeah, I'm glad I did this.